Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. Of course, as always, on the Spocket. This week we have a lot to go over. The first thing we always go over, of course, is going to be our accounts. Any progress that we've made there that we want to share, as well as video updates and stuff like that. A lot of really cool videos I think we've been coming out recently,
Yeah.
or OSRS related and otherwise. And of course, I think we actually have a lot to talk about because of the, like I was saying, very large update this week.
That I know nothing about.
Yeah, it's actually a really big patch, so that's pretty cool. Not necessarily all for the main game, but potentially for the main game, so that's why it's exciting.
Okay.
And then there's also we're gonna go over the that is gonna be the Arceus spellbook beta that they put out, and they also have the Kingdom Divided that we're also gonna talk about. So that's a quest that is supposed to be like a really big like master quest.
Oh, it's gonna be a master quest.
I'm pretty sure, and
Wow.
it's supposed to wrap up a lot of the story points that's going on over in Corinne and Kebos.
Which I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, so that a lot of new information on that, so that's really cool. They have the prep for that quest, and then lastly, we're gonna go over. There's a few things in between the last update and this update that obviously we didn't get to cover. So a night at the theater, Theater of Blood, as well as Pole 75. We're gonna quickly touch on those at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, but before we get into anything, as always, Michelle, how are you doing?
Pretty good. So this week I didn't really do much skilling, honestly. I did do a little bit of Slayer. I'm 84 now. I honestly don't even know if that's a level up from last week, but I was like working on Slayer, and I found this spreadsheet that's like tell you when you should skip and stuff to get the most Slayer points.
Oh, really? Okay.
Turns out you should skip a lot of the moneymakers.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why they're moneymakers. I think like there's only like five good like XP monsters in the
There's
game.
not much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was skipping a lot, but thankfully I have a lot of Slayer points, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, I was kind of just doing the shooting stars because I think I talked about it last week. I kind of forgot that shooting stars were a thing just because so many new updates were coming in and like we're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing shooting stars. I got my mining up, like only one level. It's not the best mining, obviously, but I like it more than iron.
Yeah.
And I now have the golden prospector top and bottom.
That's cool.
Still just working on the other two pieces, but yeah, just that and Slayer's kind of all I've been doing. I think I upgraded my house a little bit, just
Oh, nice.
as much as I could. I'm only 78, so I just like boosted and stuff, and I'm able to like restore my prayer now. That's something.
Yeah, that's a pretty big upgrade. That's
Yeah.
almost the ornate pool.
Yeah, I don't have the ornate pool, but at least I have my prayer, which is actually insane for me. Because before I would always have to use the crystal teleport seeds, and I'd go to Perfidness because that just seemed like the least amount of running for me. And I have like 40 of the crystal
Wow, that
seeds.
seems like such a waste.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. So I'm super happy about this turn of events.
Yeah.
And what else did I get? Oh, I also got like the Portal Nexus. Oh my gosh, I learned how to do Vorkath.
Oh, yeah, you did
I
work
totally
out.
forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, okay, I've been saying this forever. I don't have a fire cape. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Except for now it is, because if they're going to nerf the blowpipe soon, I want to get it.
Yeah.
And I was looking up, like, how to get the fire cape, like, the best way, and they suggested, like, having the Avis Assembler, which
yeah, okay.
which I also did not have because I
Okay.
never did Vorkath. So,
I didn't know that's why you wanted the assembler.
oh yeah, that's why I wanted the Assembler.
Okay, so you just want the literal best in slot cape for range before you even attempt to get the assembler, or before you attempt to get the fire cape.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I already know I'm gonna be bad at it because
I mean,
whenever I was doing Vorkath, it was hilarious.
At
Rob
least-
was watching me and kind of like trying to help me.
Yeah, at least that'll save you a lot of money because dragon darts are pretty expensive.
Yeah, so I was hoping I'd get the head drop very quickly. I did not. I got it on the 50th kill.
Yeah, just so if anyone doesn't know, if you go to kill Vorkath, the head is guaranteed on the 50th kill.
If you're lucky, you could get before. I was not.
Yeah.
So it was nice because I made like a few mil in gold. But yeah, so it took me a while to get it at first. I definitely died several times along the way,
Yeah,
including
definitely.
once I was used to it because my sister called me and I was like, oh, I've already done like 30 times. I could talk on the phone.
Nope.
No, I cannot. I immediately died. I even told her, I was like, oh, I just died. And she was like, anyway.
She doesn't care.
She's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But yeah, Rob was like helping me do it. I like watched him do it on his account and stuff. And then he was watching me and like trying to like tell me what was gonna happen because I have really slow reflexes.
Yeah.
He did not realize how slow they were until he
It's
watched me do it.
it's
He
very
was
slow.
like, poison, telling me that like it poisoned me, and I was like, poison, and I just like looked at the screen and I slowly looked up and clicked it to take the poison, and then I was like, all right, time to go kill Vorkath, and I looked back and something one hit me immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
She does not have the quickest reflexes.
I don't. That's why
Definitely
I'm
not
so
a boss
scared.
slayer.
I'm so scared to get my fire cape because the praying with Jad, I'm like, oh my god. I just know I'm going to die to him multiple times and it's going to take an entire weekend.
The thing is, it's not as hard at Jad. If you've ever done Vorkath, you know this, or just any of the like harder content in the game. Like, it's something that once you understand it, it's easy, but not being used to it, it can be difficult. And well, what I'm referencing is like knowing where your character is, because in this game, your character is always a step ahead of where they are on your screen. So
Yeah.
that's like really important when it comes to Vorkath, because if you are not where you think you are, then you just get hit a bunch or die instantly. So
Definitely.
once you get used to it, then it becomes a lot easier. But until then, it's a really hard learning experience because you essentially are like reading the future of where your character is.
Yeah.
And so it can be, I guess, a hard learning curve until you get used to it.
Yeah, I was able to figure out Vorkath, but I was still doing pretty slow, and I didn't even try Wooks walking because
I wouldn't recommend it unless
No.
you have many hours there.
now that he's seen me,
Yeah.
I think you know I could not do that.
I think you could if you spent as many kills as I have there.
But I just get so annoyed having to teleport back to places after dying.
Yeah.
It frustrates me for some reason. It's such like a minor thing, but I hate doing it.
The
I
thing
wish
is,
I
like-
could just like automatically get my stuff back.
You get so used to it though, because you know how like after like your 40th or 50th kill, you're kind of like getting into the like mindset or zone where you're not like really thinking about what you're doing. You're kind of just like doing it, or at least
I only got to 50, so
yeah. Like I think
no, I kind of got that though.
yeah, I think you get like a taste of it after 50, but then you really get into like the just like droning mindset of just like doing stuff on repeat after like 100 or 200 kills at any boss. You're kind of just like not even thinking about what you're doing. You're just like, all right, do this, do this, do
See,
this.
that's how I thought I was with Vorkath until my sister called me and realized,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get to that point, then I would recommend attempting Wooks walking, because then it'll be a brand new like
Something for you to learn.
anxiety inducing experience. But then once you get used to that, then now I'm at the point where I can like drone and not think about Wooks walking as well.
Yeah.
So it's like once you get to that point, then the boss is really easy. I'd if anyone is looking to do Vorkath, I would highly recommend eventually learning Wooks walking, because it actually saves you a ton amount of time, especially over like 1,000 kills.
That's what I was saying. Like, mine still took me a while, and I think that's a big reason why.
Yeah, I mean it'll
And
skip.
sometimes I'd miscount because he like hits you with your poison like every 7 attacks. He'll
Yeah.
do that or something else, and I would miscount and start like getting ready for the poison like one thing too early, so then I'm just
Yeah.
wasting even more time.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you're able to not take damage from the poison, because that heals him, which also makes the fight take longer. And also the more you take damage, the more you have to eat, which makes the fight take longer. And then if you're not Wooks walking, that takes longer. So it's all these things compounding so that your average fight is 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. And so each
Which obviously is a significant difference
so
if
like
you're doing
each
1,000.
second by themselves when they're like separated isn't that big a deal, but when all these seconds compound into 30 to 40 to 50-second differences in kills, over 1,000 kills, you're saving like hundreds of minutes of time
Yeah,
once
for
you like
sure.
get it down.
Yeah, so I'm really glad I did that. And going back, like now that I have this Ava's assembler, my next step is going to
Fire
be
cape.
fire cape.
Well, looks like you better hurry up because they're still doing these balances. So.
When do you think they're gonna do it? Like the
Honestly, I think it's probably going to be a couple months or
Mhm.
a month in between each one, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Like minimum a month, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'll work on it next week probably. Probably not till after we record the next episode, honestly, because we have some other stuff going on in real life.
Oh, definitely not before then. You probably won't even attempt it until like a week or 2 from now,
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
And it sucks because I know it is like Warcraft, like you said, where I will get used to it, but I know that it's like hours of leading up to get to him. And
Yeah.
it's so frustrating because
But-
it's such a waste of time knowing that you're probably not going to be able to get it the first try.
Well, the most annoying thing about fight caves is fight caves are extremely easy, honestly, up to because there's 63 waves. And so honestly, 62 waves of that entire ordeal is like pretty like sleep easy, honestly. Because
Okay.
you're just like, all right, there's these things going, I'm gonna pray this. There's these things going, I'm gonna pray this. Like it's literally that boring.
Yeah, I did a little bit of it before for the Crumbja hard
Yeah, you had
ones.
to get to like wave 40 or 30 or
Yeah,
something like
but
that.
I didn't even try to get past that.
Yeah,
I was not doing well.
it's honestly up to wave 62 is pretty dang easy, honestly. But wave 63 is with Jad, and that is the most like anxiety inducing part because it's a very high chance you'll just get one hit.
And I remember you dying during it, and you were very upset.
Yeah,
And
of
that will
course,
be me.
because
Because it's a
it's
waste of
not it's
time.
not fast to get. The thing that sucks is the first 62 waves are easy, but the first 62 waves take you like 30 or 40 minutes.
Or
So it's
probably
like,
more for some people.
oh, it took me an hour 15 to do my first clear.
Yeah.
So
And you didn't even finish it, right?
no, that's when I did finish
Oh,
it.
okay.
So I mean, it's people have done it in as quick as like 25 minutes or
Hmm.
even quicker, but
That's not going to be me,
obviously that's not going to be
though.
on your first time. So your first like few tries are just going to be you wasting at least an hour or about an hour of your time because you died to like a random one shot. Well, not really random, but a one shot from Jad.
Yeah, and like I was just saying, I don't even have the patience to learn Vorkath, and that's like a 3-minute fight.
Yeah, and
So I will do it eventually because I need it for a diary, honestly, for the elite crom job. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
get it.
and also
And
it's the best cape in the game besides the Inferno. So
it's funny, yeah. Somebody actually commented on one of our videos. If you're
Mandy, man, shout out to Mandy.
shout out Mandy, asking like, why are you wearing a quest cape for
I know.
fighting these
It's funny because she's wearing like 200 mil worth of gear and no fire
full
cape.
barrows, and I'm just
Bandos.
bandos.
Jesus.
And then I have just my quest cape on. But you know what? The quest cape's a flex. I'm not mad
It's
about
even
it.
funnier because the weapon you were using in that video, the Abyssal
Uh-huh.
Bludgeon, was like multiple times worth more than my entire setup when I got the fire cape.
I know.
It's like 4 times as much as all of my gear
I just
combined.
have such slow reflexes. Like, I know it's going to be rough for me.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen like, obviously, this isn't to say that girls suck at the game, but I have seen like
Sexist.
a girl, this girl streamer, she took like 11 or 16 tries to get her fire cape, but eventually she got it. I think she had the same problem as you. She's just like not that good at bossing in general.
Hmm.
But I mean, eventually she got it. It just took her a bunch of tries.
I didn't know that you hated women.
No, I don't. It's just the one that I happen to see. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that still don't have their fire cape at all. So
There better be.
no, there definitely isn't. I come across them all the time, like max accounts that just wear their strength capes, or not
That's
max accounts, but like accounts that just wear strength capes, and it's like, all right, if you have a strength cape and you don't have a fire cape, then there's something going
no,
on.
that's just me wearing my quest cape, pretending it's to show off I have a quest cape, but in reality, it's because I'm afraid of Jad.
Yeah, if you had the achievement cape, that'd be pretty. That'd actually be
I
pretty
need the
strong
fire cape
flex.
to get the achievement cape.
Oh yeah, actually, never mind then.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get my achievement cape.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think we're just
how's your account been?
pretty good actually. So I guess this is kind of bleeding in to the video updates, but
Yes!
I finally
I forgot.
finished the Wyverns video. So that's what I've been doing this whole time.
3,000, right?
No, not even close. Yeah, so I killed 1,000 Wyverns, and that video should be coming up on the channel sometime in the future, relatively
Woo!
soon.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah, hopefully. And yeah, so that's thank goodness finally done. I made
2
a
months in the making.
pretty good
Almost
amount
3.
of money. Well, it was like 3 months in the making, but like not really. Like I only
Because you kept saying, I haven't done it.
well, it's because like I would do it for like an hour or two, and then I'd be like, oh, I have another really good idea for a video, and then I would go do
Exactly.
that, and I'd
Yep.
be like, all right, let me sit down and do this for 10 minutes. All right, now I got another idea for a video. It's like,
Dude, that's like me. I was not even like that though. I was like researching for my other podcast, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should ask Rob if we could do the God War Generals right now. And I was like, no, I need to research. What am I doing?
yeah, it's just things that aren't on the forefront of your mind will just
Yeah.
always be pushed back to anything that you have a random good thought about.
Yep.
And that was the case there. I made exactly how much I thought I would make. So like you make like 15k per kill in general, so I made about 15 mil, so that was pretty cool. And make
Spoilers.
yeah, spoiler alert. If you want to watch the video, you can go see exactly what I made.
Well, yeah, and they could see your
and stuff
actual
like that.
drops, which are probably impressive
Yeah,
themselves.
you can see the like the inventory setup that I used that I found to be most efficient. I used a Dragon Hunter Lance the whole time.
Just a super normal thing that anyone could get.
I didn't see a single other player in there ever that was using a Dragon Hunter lance.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. I use the Dragon Hunter
The crossbow? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a couple people using that, but mostly it's just bots down there. It's kind of crazy how many people bought that place, considering it doesn't make you that much money.
Maybe they're not bots. Maybe they just look like that.
Oh no, they're definitely bots. But but either way, yeah, that's super exciting. I also got my strength up to 93, and my attack and defense and health are almost about to level up. So
that's exciting.
yeah, so it's pretty nice. So I might do another dragon since I already have the lance as far as my next loot video. But
yeah, maybe 100 Warcath.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I really want to learn melee Warcath because I know
true.
ranged Warcath so well. But I don't know.
It seems a lot harder.
Yeah, it just seems more annoying because like you can pray against almost all of his stuff as a ranged, but for melee you can't pray against melee and ranged and magic, obviously.
So definitely harder.
Yeah, so it's just a little bit more annoying. But apparently people can still get 6 to 8 kill trips even with melee.
Yeah, the most I got was 3.
Oh yeah, I've gotten like
barely.
I've gotten 6. I think I might have gotten 7 once as ranged, but that's like super rare. And also it kind of gets annoying because at that point you have to start like you run out of inventory space, so you're just leaving a ton of blue dragon hides on the ground.
Yeah, so
like
that's kind of a
20 plus.
bummer.
Yeah.
It's not an accurate read.
Yeah, there's been sometimes, especially if you get unlucky. It's like lucky and unlucky, but sometimes Vorkath has like a 3 rune kite shield drop, and sometimes he'll get that like
Never got
multiple
that
times
one.
in a single run, and so you're just carrying like 8 rune kite shields, and your
Oh.
inventory is just blasted, and there's nothing you can do about it. It sucks.
Yeah, I never had enough runs to have this issue.
Yeah, that's
I would have to
super
leave
niche.
stuff until I killed him the next time, and then it was like, oh, now I have more than enough inventory.
Oh yeah, sometimes I would like have to drop like a lot of stuff on the ground. Like
That's such a bummer.
I'll just have to leave like 10 sharks on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I think that's about it as far as updates.
Oh,
as far as
other videos. We
Yeah,
have
video updates.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be done with updates in general.
no.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no video updates.
Okay,
but
fine,
you can tell them about yours.
Yeah, so we talked last week about how I made a bunch of videos related to the Below Ice Mountain update, and Rob forgot about them, turns out. I thought he was just distracted, and then I was like, oh,
well, I did and didn't. I did half of them, and then I was doing other videos.
Yeah, but then whenever I was like, oh, like, no pressure, when are you gonna do those? You were like, oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, I definitely did forget about the last 2.
Yeah, so the last 2 should be coming out this week. I think
Yeah.
like in a couple of days. By the next podcast episode, they'll both be out. So all
absolutely.
5 of my videos will now be out. You can go and see everything you need to know about Below the Ice Mountain. You're gonna see me doing the vault mini game. You're gonna laugh at me doing the vault mini game. Like I said, slow reflexes. You'll see.
You know, it's really funny sneak peek at the next topic we're gonna be talking about. They actually like buffed it.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, they did.
I'm upset.
Yeah, and they reduced how much it costs to get in.
Dude, whenever you... Okay, I'll save my thoughts for when you actually tell me.
Save your thoughts, but that's funny.
But I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
We were just talking the other day about how they needed to do that.
Yeah, it's hilarious, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh my god. Okay, what other video updates do we have?
Yeah, we'll have the Wyverns video coming out, Below Ice Mountain coming out, Outriders build videos and like topic videos. Same stuff we've always been doing, just more of it over the coming week.
Yep.
And the reason I'm listing it all out right now is because as far as real life updates, we're going on a little vacation to Hawaii.
We're gonna go visit my friend.
Yeah, so we're going for about a week, and we're gonna have all these videos coming out while we're gone, so there shouldn't be any interruption in the content.
Still be posting memes, but maybe we won't be seeing the comments on YouTube as quickly. It's also my 25th birthday.
Yeah.
This weekend.
So we're gonna, be spending a lot of time there. So don't expect us to be as up on all of the social media as normal, but as far as content goes, you shouldn't see any difference.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
I can still post memes from an island.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty cool. And we'll come back and we'll have more content.
And I'll be middle-aged.
Hopefully by the time, middle-aged. Yeah, and so hopefully by the time we come back, there will be some pretty nice updates that we can start covering on... well, I mean, there's already a really nice update this week.
Yeah, it's actually perfect timing. So we're leaving Thursday morning and getting back like Tuesday or something. So
Yeah.
it's like right in time for these updates. So you
Yeah.
guys aren't going to be missing anything for the podcast.
Yeah, it's really nice because there's a pretty nice update this week, but it doesn't bring any like real new content.
Mhm.
So maybe the next one will, and
That
then we
kind of
can
works
cover that.
perfectly because there's not going to be any videos that you're missing out on that we're not like
Yeah,
trying stuff out.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, speaking of the next update, we might as well segue into the Arceus spellbook beta that recently just came
Yeah.
out. By recently, I mean like 10 hours ago,
It's
and
like 30 hours ago for you.
Yeah, so funny enough that it hasn't been out for that long, but there's already been like nearly a dozen like hot fixes that the
Really?
update busted.
Wow.
Yeah, as you can see here, all of these things
Oh, that's all for the same thing?
yeah, they were all broken and then they fixed them all.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty cool. One thing that is pretty funny is apparently they changed something. I actually can't find it in the notes here, but they changed something with the granite hammer as well as the obsidian hammer, and apparently they were too strong. Like they increased the strength of them or something like that, and they were just straight up too strong, so they reverted them. And this was part of the equipment rebalance, and so they're all like, yeah, actually, this is way too strong, and we're gonna revert this equipment rebalance and
No.
ask the like communities that this is too strong for what they should do, because apparently I think this affects PvP far too much, because I think the granite hammer is one of the best spec weapons in the game,
Oh.
and the obsidian hammer is one of the best KO weapons in the game because they have very high hits.
What's KO?
Knockout.
Oh, like
Like it
I
has
didn't
really,
think that would be a RuneScape thing, knockout.
no, it has a really high kill potential. So like
Okay.
for instance, the obsidian hammer as well as the like heavy ballista both have really strong knockout power because they have really high hit capability.
Okay.
So what you'll do is you'll use all of your abilities, your specials, and then you'll swap to the obsidian or the ballista and then hit for like a 40 or a 50, and that'll kill the person. So
Oh, jeez.
they call that knockout potential. And I'm guessing that with these changes that increased their strength, they were just straight up too strong. And so they said that they reverted the changes. And so that's pretty interesting. And yeah, if you're wondering if there's more rebalance changes, there are more rebalance changes in this patch for the 19th week consecutively.
Are we going to say this now or are we going to get to it later?
No, we'll get to those later. This was
Okay.
just the fixes that I thought was funny that they already fixed so many things.
It's not been out long at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to cover in this section the Kingdom Divided beta, which looks pretty cool. So
Okay.
the Kingdom Divided, just so you know, is a quest in the Great Corinne storyline, and it's been like teased for quite some time, and it's also going to be introducing the new and improved Arceus spellbook. So in order to get you can actually try this out right now. It's a members only thing, but you can access the beta worlds, which are world 401, 407, and 412.
I actually kind of want to wait.
Yeah, I know, right? And they'll be highlighted in blue, and when you log in, you'll have like your account pretty much the same as always, but there's like additional stuff to make it easier for you. And it says that what you can do in the beta is you'll be able to take part in any content you can find in the main game world apart from the Inferno. So you can pretty much do everything in the game that you normally can just on the beta worlds. And this is going to allow
So you could just go and not even try the new content?
I mean, if you want. It's not like it'll save over. But either way,
oh, it won't save over.
no, it won't save over.
That's a bummer.
Well, it's because I mean, when you go over, it says if you want to try out some gear or experiment with different stats, you can go to the room next to Castle Wars and the Free for All portal and the Rum Mage. Oh, and wow, I can't read. And rummage in the supply chest on the table.
The Rum Mage.
Rum Mage. Wow, I'm such a freaking goon. All right, so it says that you can select your gear and set up stats accordingly. So you can get all the gear you want to try out for free in the beta worlds. So if there's
so you could just get baller gear.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just want to try out like gear not related to the
Arceus.
Arceus spellbook or any of the changes, you can just go there and like try out what it would be like to have like best in slot gear.
Yeah, try it out, take some screenshots and save them for months from now and pretend that you earned it yourself.
Or just do it right now and say that you just found a billion gold.
Well, now it'll just be too obvious with the beta world happening.
Oh, yeah. But either way, they've had the beta world a couple times. It's pretty cool, and you can go there and try out the new Arceus spellbook, which is actually really exciting. And so they have 22 spells on the Arceus spellbook, just so you know,
22 new ones or?
I think it's new and changed.
Okay.
It says with the rework, these will be replaced by 4 new reanimation spells because
Oh.
they're talking about the reanimation spell in general. Because right now the reanimation
There's a
spell,
million of them.
yeah, there's a million of them, so there's 22, and they're changing it to 4.
I like that much more.
Yeah, so they'll have basic reanimation, adept, expert, and master reanimation with their
Awesome.
respective requirements, and they'll be able to reanimate a variety of things. So, for instance, the master reanimation will be able to do aviances, abyssal creatures, and dragons, all on the same tier, same runes needed, same spell for all of them. Just depends on which one you want to reanimate.
I like this much more. It looked very cluttered before.
Yeah,
And like
exactly.
hard because I was like, I don't know what this picture is supposed to be because they don't really look like the monsters
No,
do.
yeah, not at all. So that's really cool. Not only does this free up the remaining 18 spells so that they can use them for other things, it just makes it a lot cleaner, like Michelle was saying.
Yeah. And
So,
easier to find what you want to do.
exactly. And then also for teleport spells, it says most of the teleport spells will be unchanged with this rework. However, the teleport to the Lumbridge Graveyard has been replaced with the Arceus Library teleport. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And it goes through and shows all of the teleport spells. And it says with this update, the change to the teleport spells will also be available in the main game. So you can actually experience this now in the non-beta worlds.
Wow.
All of them are practically the same, like they said, except for obviously the one that takes you to the Arceus library.
Yeah.
And as far as new spells go, they added a new spell. So it says you'll have to be able to complete all of A Kingdom Divided, partly from
Okay.
the Ghostly Grasp and Inferior Demon Bane. And once you have this, you can get Demonic Offering is the only spell they left out of the beta, as they haven't added in Demonic Ash. So if you don't know, they plan on having a reanimation type spell, I think, for demons. But obviously you don't get demon bones, you get demon ash.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to make a demonic offering just for that.
I feel like I read also that it's gonna be similar in the Kryn dungeon that you could like blow away the dust and you'll get back prayer, similar to how you could bury bones.
Yeah, so I think they haven't included
I don't know if
that.
they're still gonna do that, but I remember reading that a while ago.
Yeah, I think that's possible. They haven't included that into the beta worlds because they just haven't added the item yet, so it would be no point. So here's a few of the new spells. Ghostly Grasp. It's pretty cool. It stops an enemy for 2 ticks.
10% chance of stopping the enemy.
Yeah.
You probably actually won't.
And it also does damage. It can do a max hit of 12.
Awesome.
And Resurrect Ghost. So it resurrects a ghost and it will attack your enemies with a magic cost or magic damage at the cost of 2 prayer points. It will remain alive a cycle for every magic level the player had at the time and has a max hit of 1.
That's kind of cool. You have a little dude coming to help you.
It's kind of cool, but I mean,
He doesn't hit much.
It has a max hit of 1.
I bet that they'll buff that later.
That's kind of lame.
But I think it would still look cool.
Yeah. And then they have Inferior Demon Bane, which only works against demonic foes and is kind of like a Crumble Undead, but for demons.
Ooh.
And they also have Shadow Veil, 15% chance to avoid stun damage while thieving. And it says it'll remain active for 1 cycle for every magic level the player has. So the higher level magic, the longer it'll be active.
And it stacks with the dodgy necklace.
Yeah, it stacks with the dodgy necklace. So
that actually seems really nice.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be a like nice, expensive way to improve your thieving per hour at the Arty Knights. So that'd be really cool. There's Dark Lure, which attracts an enemy towards you and prevents fleeing, and it doesn't work on foes who can't move. So I don't know how cool that would be. I mean, I think that would be cool.
I don't really have any enemies that flee me.
Well, potentially, I wonder if that would work on like players.
Oh no!
I don't think so. And
I think it would say. I would think instead of enemy, it would say players.
Yeah, and also, why wouldn't you just use like Entangle or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's literally just like if you're going to try and kill something that's really low level, they try to run.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's Skeletal Grasp, which has a 25% chance for stopping the enemy for 4 ticks. So just a better version of that first spell.
Okay.
And then also Resurrect Skeleton, just a better version of Resurrect Ghost, and it has a max hit of 2.
But this one costs 4 prayer points.
Yeah, it costs 4 prayer points. It's interesting that it costs runes and prayer.
I do think that's interesting. But if you're in the Kryn dungeon, it doesn't really matter because you could just bury bones and get it back.
Yeah, potentially. They also have this new spell, Mark of Darkness. So an enemy with this
Okay.
spell cast upon them suffers an array of debuffs. So corruption occurs twice as often. Your grasping spells are twice as effective. Demon Bane spells deal an additional 25% damage against demonic enemies. And Demon Bane spells have a 25% accuracy against demonic enemies.
Seems
And it
like a
says,
pretty nice spell.
yeah, and it says again, the spell will last a cycle for every magic level, blah, blah, blah.
So my magic is 88. So does
Yeah.
that mean like 88 seconds or 88 ticks?
No, it says it'll last a cycle for every magic level the player has at the time. So a cycle is, I'm guessing,
He hits, you hit. Like that?
I wonder if it's a cycle like all 4 ticks, because I think 4 ticks is a game cycle.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's
So
a long time then.
yeah, I wonder if it actually does last that long, because that could be a long time. But also these spells are kind of annoying, so it would be nice if they did last a long time.
Oh, because they all take your prayers and stuff.
They all take your prayers, and also this ability, Mark of Darkness, isn't an ability. It's a supporting ability, so it
Yeah.
just makes your other abilities do more damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be annoying if like every time you cast Demon Bane, you have to cast Mark of Darkness. Like imagine how dumb that would be.
Big true.
So if this does last multiple minutes, that'd be nice.
I think it must.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because otherwise it wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah, but I mean, this could potentially be super strong because
Oh, yeah.
it increases your Demon Bane accuracy and damage by 25%. And the very next ability, Superior Demon Bane, lets you hit for 23 on demonic foes.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, base max hit of 23. So that's not including any damage buffs you might get from the
Yep.
occult or the ancient, or what is it, the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that actually could be really, really nice. And corruption, we're actually getting to it right now. Corruption 33.
This is lesser corruption.
Yeah, sorry, lesser corruption. 33% chance to inflict corruption upon your target with your next damaging hit. So that's cool. I mean, if you use Mark of Darkness with Superior Demon Bane and corruption, then or grasping spells, then I could see why they made the grasping spells and stuff like that not that good off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
because this just makes it like way better, honestly. Like it makes your grasping spells twice as good. It says both the success chance as well as the duration are doubled, so that could be like really, really strong.
Yeah.
But I guess moving on to Vile Vigor, level 66 spell, converts all prayer points into run energy.
I don't know when I would need that, but I'm sure people are grateful for it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a super niche time that someone's going to be really grateful for it. They have an ability called Degrime, cleans all herbs in the inventory, and you get half of the herb lore experience.
It'd be nice if you're low level.
It's pretty cheap though. 4 earth and 2 nature.
Yeah, and you could just
not
get an
that
earth
bad.
staff, so you're only paying nature.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can get the nature staff, and it would only cost you 1 nature.
There's a nature staff?
Yeah, the staff of Bryophyta.
Oh, I didn't know that that was nature. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a nature staff. I'm pretty sure it just
I
makes
knew it
it
was, like,
cost
worth a
half as
lot.
much, I think.
Okay. I mean, still, that's cool.
Yeah. There's another spell called Ward of Arceus. When this is cast, the player can or gains an array of buffs, so it makes you immune to corruption. Grasp spells only last for 0.6 seconds, and damage from demonic foes is reduced by 10%. So I could only really see this used in like PvP
It
context.
sounds like a PvP.
Yeah, because I
thing.
mean, reducing grasp spells to 0.6 seconds seems kind of like a big deal.
Yeah.
And they also have Resurrect Zombie.
Ooh.
So now it has a max hit of 3 and takes 6 prayer points. So
Okay.
that's kind of cool.
I mean, it could potentially remain alive for a few minutes, so that could actually help you a lot.
Yeah, it would just be like a nice like free amount of damage, but it does cost a lot to summon 5 blood and 1 cosmic.
And 10 fire.
Yeah, I just didn't even want
I
to
was like,
mention
I'm
the
glad
fire.
I'm looking too.
The fire is like practically nothing, but either way. So there's Undead Grasp, which seems like the strongest version of Grasp, has a 50% chance to stop the enemy when moving for 4
Wow.
ticks. So if you use this in combination with the buffing spell, it has a 100% chance
Awesome.
to stop the enemy.
And this is 79 magic for this one. So it's like kind of high, but not too
unless
unrealistic to get.
unless it's additive, then it's I think a 75% chance.
Okay.
But either way, very high
Regardless, a
percent.
lot.
Yeah, very high percent chance, and it has a max hit of 24.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's actually insane. And so, Death Charge. When cast, the next Slayer creature that the caster kills will recharge 15% of your special attack.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. That could be really useful at like bosses or actually just during slaying tasks, honestly,
I
because
think
it
it
has to
has to
be.
be during Slayer.
Well, I mean, you can slay bosses.
True, I just am scared too.
Yeah, so that actually be really cool because I mean, obviously there's special attacks such as the Saradomin Godsword, which heals you and heals your prayer. So
And
if
the
you're
blowpipe too, even.
yeah, the blowpipe does heal you as well. So I mean, if you're able to recharge that, it does cost kind of a lot. It's a death, a blood, and a soul, and you have to have 80 magic. But if you use that, that could potentially make it so that you can infinitely sustain yourself at certain tasks with the
Yeah,
Saradomin Godsword.
that seems really good.
Yeah,
Seems like the best one thus far.
yeah, that seems very, very good. Dark Demon Bane. So this is the highest level Demon Bane in the spellbook, and it does a max hit of 30 with
Decent, jeez.
yeah, it costs two. It only costs 2 soul runes, which is not too bad, and 12 fire.
Which you could just bring a staff or your Tome of Fire.
Yeah, let me check what this is. Oh, magic experience. Okay. And they also have greater corruption, so 66% chance to inflict corruption. I actually don't know what corruption is. I should
I
look
don't
it
either.
up. You want to look it up or no?
Sure.
So while she's looking that up, I'll go over the last spell. So the max spell in the new Arceus spellbook is 92, and the last spell is Sinister Offering. So it converts 3 sets of bones into prayer points and gives 3 times the base experience. Wow, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's actually better than a Gilded Altar. Because a Gilded Altar is 250%, and this is 300%.
So people are probably going to start doing this instead of the Gilded.
Wow,
it's not as fast, but it's really nice.
This could actually be like really, really huge for Iron Man.
The new Gilded Altar.
Because Iron Man, the only option they have right now before having essentially a max house is the Chaos Altar.
They can't go into friends' houses?
No, you can't use friends' houses as an Iron Man. So this could actually be really huge.
That's amazing.
It does cost a lot with a Blood and a Wrath rune, but if you happen to have like 99 magic and 99 rune crafting and you haven't gotten up your prayer, then
go for it.
That could be a really, really good option.
So I looked up corruption and it says it's a temporary status effect that causes the player to lose a set amount of prayer points over a short time. Players who are corrupted will lose 1 prayer point after 6 seconds, 2 after an additional 6 seconds, and 3 after the final 6 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, over the course of corruption, players will lose 6 prayer points after 18 seconds. Players under the effect of the Mark of Darkness spell will cause corruption to occur twice as often. So it gets rid of your prayer. It's more PvP, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. That'd make it a lot easier for people to smite you and stuff like that. So don't get skulled because you can very easily lose your gear easier than before even.
Definitely.
But that's it about the Arceus spellbook. I think it looks really cool, honestly.
I agree. Yeah, I usually don't switch spellbooks, but
yeah,
if I ever do, I definitely want to get up to that 92 to use the prayer thing.
Honestly, I think this could be potentially a really good option for like tasks, like Slayer tasks.
I was thinking that.
Like demon tasks.
I was thinking the Sinister Offering sounds sick if you're like in the Corinne dungeon or just anywhere really, and you could just like get rid of your bones rather than banking them.
Yeah, maybe. Like, it does have a steep cost though, so I don't know how realistic that is.
But I have, like, me personally, like, I have blood and wraiths just sitting around from like other things I've killed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it, but if I already had the runes around, I would do it.
Yeah. I was thinking like if you use like Dark Demon Bane and Death Charge in conjunction, that could be like a lot of damage, and you would get like extra special attack for like prayer and stuff like that.
For sure.
And also if you had a zombie rolling the whole time, that would make your task potentially a lot faster.
Seems like a nice little buff they did here.
Yeah. I think it doesn't seem like it's too much. I mean, potentially like the PvP stuff might be too much.
But that's not something that we'd know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But I mean, as far as like the PVM stuff that they added, and like it still has all the teleports, honestly, it could be like a really nice spellbook option now, because before no one used it.
Yeah, I would only use it whenever I was doing the insult heads.
Yeah, if you're doing like insult stuff.
I am excited for the insult heads not having to do like 20 million spells and just having 4.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Only time I'd ever like think about switching to it is if I had to like teleport to a really niche area like Barrows, but in that case, I'll just buy like a Barrows tab or something.
I was gonna say, or you could just get the Portal Nexus and add that.
Yeah, exactly, which is what I do now.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. So, oh yeah, this is where I read it. They tell what corruption is down here.
Okay, well now we don't need to.
Yeah, but moving down, there's still a little bit more stuff pertaining to this. So it says that they, as far as combat spells go, they made it so some items are going to be able to autocast the spells. So the items are the Slayer Staff, the Skull Scepter, which is really nice.
Nice.
They also made it so the Skull Scepter has an attack bonus increase from 4 to 10.
Wow.
And this updated change will actually be in the main game right now.
Awesome. Yeah, because I've never used the Skull Scepter.
Yeah,
Wait,
no one does.
I don't have the Skull Scepter, do I? Is that the one that you get?
No, you don't. The Skull Scepter, you get 3 pieces of it from the Stronghold of Security.
Oh, I do have it then.
Oh, you do?
It was for a diary.
Oh, yeah.
I've never used it as a weapon. I never even thought to use it as a weapon.
I mean, you probably still won't, but it's nice that they updated it.
It's good that if I did, it wouldn't be the worst weapon ever.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a free-to-play item.
Not sure.
Yeah. Either way, they made it so the Slayer Staff, Skull Scepter, Aram Staff, Staff of the Dead, as well as the Kodai Wand can all autocast the combat spells in the new Arceus spellbook.
Awesome.
So that's really cool. Staff of the Dead and Kodai Wand, I think, being the 2 best ones because they give you a damage increase.
Yes.
And so that's pretty cool. They also tell you what corruption is. It has a really cool spell, little snake here. And it says naturally corruption spells can only be cast on a player who is already not corrupted. However, there is no cooldown between corruptions, so you can constantly corrupt people over and over again, but it does not stack.
Okay.
So resurrection, it says to perform a resurrection spell, players will need to equip the Book of the Dead. It's the new book that will be rewarded by finishing
Kingdom Divided quest.
It's acting as an upgrade for the Cardist's memoirs. Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But I just recharged my Cardist memoir, so that's kind of bad timing.
Oh, well, it's not out yet, so you're okay.
Fair.
And it says the Book of the Dead will provide a 6 magic bonus and a 3 prayer bonus. And completing a Kingdom Divided is required to even equip the book.
Okay, cool.
So that's pretty cool. It says, drawing upon the power of the defeated creature, resurrection spells bring back to life an undead thrall that will aid you in battle. It requires runes and prayer, and only 1 thrall can exist at a time. And the thrall will remain active for 1 game cycle. Oh, okay, so 1 game cycle means 1 tick, which is 0.6 seconds.
Yeah, so that's like a minute and a half-ish if you have high magic like me, 89.
Yeah. Assuming you had 100 magic, that is going to be 60 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so for magic level caster at the time, for example, and that's magic level of the caster at the time, so I wonder if they include boosts.
Ooh, it sounds like they do. The way that they worded that,
way they worded it definitely seems. So if you have a heart as well as like a magic potion or something, then
could be potentially really nice.
Could potentially be like 120 seconds instead of, or could be potentially like 80 seconds or 90 seconds instead of 60.
Okay, cool.
And it says if the thrall is resurrected when your magic level is 60, it will last for 36 seconds. So there you go.
Okay.
And a resurrected thrall will not act like a follower, and they will wander the area they were created and attack anything the player attacks, providing the target is within range. It's possible to resurrect a thrall throughout most of Gilnor, even if the undead creature being dragged from its grave is not present at the area at the time.
Wow.
Certain exceptions of this will apply where the aid of the thrall will not be possible, much like setting up the dwarf multi-cannon. So there's going to be some areas that it doesn't work. I wonder if that means it won't work in the Corinne Underground.
Probably not. Oh.
Because the multi-cannon doesn't work down there.
True.
So it says all resurrected thralls will attack at the rate of 4 game ticks, and thralls cannot be damaged, and their attacks ignore accuracy checks. It will still be possible for them to hit zeros at times, which doesn't make sense. And what's the point of ignoring accuracy?
Yeah.
I guess that'll make it so like if an enemy has high armor, they'll still hit them, but it'll also still hit zeros.
So it's more just like it's still random or RNG, but it doesn't actually take into account their armor. It's just the RNG only going.
Yeah, so it's
kind of weird though.
I think it makes it so that it'll be effective for low and high armor enemies.
Yeah, you just have to hope that they happen to hit the most.
Yeah, And in all bolds, it says thralls will not aid you in PvP
Okay,
situations.
so that's one of the things they meant that was an exception.
Yeah, and it's also really weird because it says that, and also right above that it says protection prayers will reduce their damage accordingly. In what world are you in a PvP? I mean, are
A
there enemies?
non-PvP situation where they're
Yeah,
praying.
are there enemies that have overheads? Because I've never seen an enemy have an overhead.
I'm wondering now. I don't know.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you've ever seen an enemy that has a protect for
Or
melee.
if we're just totally reading this wrong
Yeah,
and it doesn't make sense.
yeah, I don't know. But that's going to be about it for the Arceus spellbook. It looks really cool. The beta's out, so if you want to try any of these spells out, you can
Yeah.
actively if you're a member. And I think we're just going to move on to the new main game changes.
Okay.
They've also made some other Kingdom Divided related changes that they're intentionally launching early to help ensure the main release goes smoothly. So there's preparations that you can go and check out now in the game. The first thing is hit splats. They've updated it so the appearance of the more unique hit splats in the game, they were not suitable for all colorblind players, so they made it so the iconic hit splats for things such as damage and poison, but the lesser ones for shields, armor, healing, charging, and discharging. So it's saying that it doesn't impact the iconic hit splats, but it will for the shields, armor, healing, charging, and discharging. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, whatever makes it more accessible.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know. Obviously, we don't know that that was a problem, but
Neither of us is colorblind.
yeah. But if you are colorblind, that's pretty cool. You can see all of the other random hit splats a little bit easier.
Cool.
And they also made a little bit of a change to the spell filtering. It says that with the new spells being added to your spellbook today, they've included an option to filter out the ones that you don't meet the requirements for yet.
Well, that's kind of just the same as the normal prayer book, where you could be like, no combat, no ones that I can't perform.
Yeah, exactly. But I think there's some that you don't have access to because of the quest. So I think that's why they added it. So
Okay.
really niche, but whatever. They also made some updates to the X marks the spot. Apparently, there was some lore breaking stuff going on there, so they just updated it to maintain the lore. And they also updated some music. So they made it so the first music track should now loop more reliably rather than stopping halfway through. And I guess that's just a little bit. They made some cool changes to the iconic like starting area music and stuff like that, so that it isn't totally random and it'll actually fully loop. So just a little bit of
Okay,
like
cool.
quality of life changes, I guess.
More good vibes.
Yeah. And so back to haunt us yet again is the equipment rebalance part 1. And so some items were missed in the first week's batch. This includes the Gilded Spear and Hosta, so they buffed those to 4-tick attacks instead of 5 to match their rune counterparts.
Okay.
And they also updated the Barrows gear because the Barrows gear, I guess, wasn't nerfed properly. And so the Guthan's, Varrox, Darox, and Torag's leg wear now have -11 range instead of -7 to match other plate leg wear, which is fine. And here's the part that you're going to be really sad about, but for everyone else,
I'm reading it right now.
for Below Ice Mountain, it says players can now exchange items for Baronite shards. So if you've gotten extra Baronite heads, handles, guards, maces, or hammers of any form.
You mean like the 3 extra guards I got?
Yeah, exactly.
That I high-elked.
You high-elked them?
You told me that I should just high-elk them, because what else was I going to do with them? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you can turn them in for additional Baronite shards. You just got to talk to Romarno, and he'll convert them into shards.
That's 300 shards I just lost for nothing.
Yeah, on top of that, they made it so the entry fee for the Vault Beneath Ice Mountain has been lowered to $750 from $1,000.
Ridiculous.
And the drop table has been rebalanced to reflect the difficulty and time spent.
It's weirdly, yeah, it takes so long to get them. And like, it was so hard for me even getting back out of the vault.
Yeah. And if you guys are interested, the vault video is going to be out soon. It's pretty funny. I think Michelle completed like 5 or 6 out of the 10.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
What did I say about my slow reflexes?
Yeah, exactly. And so also it says players can now interact directly with the forge to add, remove, or check the amount of Baronite they have collected.
That's cool. So you don't have to talk to the dude.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to him. The Encamdo hammer says it's been updated to include some of the original hammer functions that were missing. I'm guessing
I
some
don't even know
people
what that
found.
means.
I'm guessing like people were like doing like random like crafting stuff with it that it
Mhm.
wasn't working. But either way, and you can use it in your player-owned house now. Apparently, I guess it just wasn't working there. It says players looking for some extra kudos will now see that the Camdozal relics appear on the kudos list in the Barak Museum. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's how it should have been from the start. And also it says one of the gym bunnies here, players can now replay Atlas's workout cutscene for a fee. So there's a little like Rocky cutscene whenever you do the Below Ice Mountain quest, and you can replay that if you want to see it again
For a fee.
for a small fee.
And it keeps track of how many times you do it so you can see just how jacked you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, for the Below Ice Mountain changes, the Baronite Mace now has a strength bonus of plus 40. I don't know what it was before, and the anti-golem bonus is of plus 15, as mentioned in the original news post.
Okay.
I wonder what it was before, or
the
maybe
mace strength bonus is nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. I think it's on par with the Rune Scimitar.
Oh wow. Okay, it's pretty good for free to play now.
Yeah, very good. So that's about it. And then they also made some changes to the fishing skilling boss, Temporos, our loving friend over there in the water. They just pretty much made some quality of life changes. So they made it so that the lobby, whenever you enter the lobby, it has some more stats that you can look at, indicating how long until the next encounter. Your personal times and time taken stats are now displayed after successfully defeating the boss. And on top of that, they added the one thing that I think a lot of people were really asking for, a quick climb option, as well as the water pump is aboard the waiting ship now.
Oh, good. Because it sucks whenever you're weighing and you're like, I'm gonna have to waste my time as soon as I get on the ship refilling my bucket.
Yeah, like as soon as you start the game, you can't just run and start fishing.
I know everyone else is fishing, you're just alone.
Yeah, it was pretty lame. So thank God they finally added that. And
wait, I actually really like this new shirt. It looks pretty cool.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they added a new shirt that has the entire map of Gilnor on it.
But it's in gold.
It's a black shirt with a golden Gilnor map. It actually looks really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah,
I would wear that.
It's the 20th logo on the neck as well. So it's actually some pretty cool merch. If you want to, flex your nerdism, then you can go there and check that out. And of course, they also have enamel pins.
And keychains.
Yeah, and keychains and stuff like that. They also have a really cool little update here in other news.
Oh my gosh, I just read it. It's so cute.
Yeah, it says this one is going to make your tail wag. You can now interact with several kitties and doggies around Gilnor.
Aww.
And address your pats and strokes to the Miss Guild dog, the dog in Falador Chicken Coop, the dog in the museum camp, Mark, aka Grace's dog, in the Rogue's Den, and the cat in the Farming Guild. You can now pet them all and give them all your love.
Oh, that's all we're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's actually all we did for the first 3 hours this morning. And so a few other things that it's just at the very bottom of the patch notes is World 315 is now the designated fishing trawler activity world.
Okay.
That's cool. So the trawler is now leakier when more players are on it. So stands to reason. They're saying that it's heavier, so there's going to be more leaks.
Logically.
Yeah. It says, however, more than one player can now fix a trawler railing at a time. So I guess
funny, only one could fix it before.
Yeah, that'd probably take a long time. And it says the stock of swamp paste in the Port Gazar General Store has been increased and restocks faster. So that's nice because if you don't know, listen to our podcast last week or go try it out yourself. They updated the fishing trawler. So there's like a repairing aspect even more so than before.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to need a lot of paste in order to do that.
Of course.
They added some gravestone messages. Soul Wars has been updated a little bit to when you go to buy XP rewards and stuff like that. You can now add the Dragon Slayer 2 notes. They can be combined into a book. So that's kind of cool. And I think that's pretty much it. There's like other few things here that are kind of interesting, so go check them out.
Nothing
we'll have nothing too exciting. They as always, we'll have the patch notes in the YouTube video description if you want to go check that out over there.
Cool.
And so that's going to be about it for the patch notes. There's a lot of patch notes. I think this is pretty exciting. Back-to-back bangers of patches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
What?
And
what was that? That was... I love it.
What, is an owl?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the Night at the Theater. We're going to touch on the Night at the Theater as well as the Pole 75 game improvements. We're just going to quickly go over them because there's not too much to talk about, but it is kind of interesting if you are a TOB fan. So, as far as the feedback goes, a lot of people have been really liking it. The Night at the Theater overall is going to be a new quest. It's called a Night at the Theater.
Oh, it's a new quest?
Yeah, it says right here, old school's approach to storytelling is one of the greatest strengths that it has, and they'll be aimed to combining compelling gameplay with a narrative depth and add to our lead players naturally towards more difficult content. So right now, I think it's because like Theater of Blood is such a high level content. You would only go there if you're like a super end game player, and there's no natural progression. You kind of just like, all right, I'm 99 and I have 1 billion gold worth of gear. Maybe I'll go try Theater of Blood now.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they want to add this quest called A Night at the Theater, and hopefully it'll introduce more players of different experience levels to the wicked delights of the infamous Theater of Blood. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And it says,
I just read that it said they're going to have difficulty settings for the Theater of Blood.
Yeah, that does seem pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it says that everyone is talking about how when they released Theater of Blood back in 2018, it was the idea was pitched to be an entry mode encounter, and it wasn't a strong pitch.
They didn't even try.
It was a hasty response to the feedback for a small number of players taking part in the raid on launch. And so their proposal for the story mode is that the pitch should have been, and in A Night of the Theater, rather, players will fight their way through a downscaled version of the infamous theater with greatly reduced rewards but more accessible gameplay.
Oh, yay.
So, because like I was saying, Theater of Blood is extremely high level content, the highest level content in the game besides the Inferno.
It's literally something that I just feel like I'll never actually do.
Yeah, like I said, the barrier to entry is very, very high. I don't think anyone would take you with less than max combat and like some of the best gear in the game, unless you knew people. And so this is just, I guess, trying to make it more accessible to other players, to at least give them a taste of what it is, so maybe they'll get more excited and like strive for playing that content more.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and it says that there's going to be a hard mode. Meanwhile, is aimed at players who have comfortably mastered the mechanics of the regular Theater of Blood and are looking to step up their game. And they're not just talking about inflated stats, they'll be changing the very mechanics of each fight to add additional complexity and really put you through your paces.
So they're basically just redoing it for hard mode.
Yeah. It says that if both story mode and hard mode were added to the game, you'll make your selection on the notice board outside. Story mode and normal mode will be available to anyone who has access to the theater, but hard mode will require you to at least one normal mode completion, and only the party leader can set the mode. So they'll be adding additional tracking variables so that completions, deaths, and best times will be mode specific. So all you high score players and stuff like that can keep track of it. So that's pretty cool, honestly.
Definitely.
I think that's kind of like a challenge mode that they have for the Cox raid, but just for Theater of Blood now, because Theater of Blood only has one difficulty mode currently. And as far as I know, for the challenge mode, it's like a little bit harder, but I don't know how much harder it is. It's definitely not to this scale where they're changing the entire raid in general, which it seems like they might be doing here in the Theater of Blood. And they also go over, I'm not going to cover this because there are spoilers, but they go over the story mode and all the stuff you will be getting and stuff like that. But it also does tell you that you will not be getting any unique rewards. That includes the pet from the story mode.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it says all boss stats, health, defenses are reduced and players take less damage. Boss health will be scaled differently from normal mode. And also all other rewards will be reduced to 20% of their usual quantities.
I was going to say they should still have the unique drops and just make them super, super, super rare.
No way, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
because the unique drops insane there?
That's where you get the rapier as well as the scythe.
Okay, never mind.
Like two of the most...
Well, the pet then. The pet.
I was like 2 of the most expensive items in this game. I think the pet would be cool if they made it like a 1 in like 10 or 15,000 drop.
Exactly, yeah.
But either way, I think this is fine because their idea is for this not to be worthwhile, but to get you interested in the idea of
Like
theater.
a practice, basically.
Exactly. And it says supplies can't be bought with points. Instead, players will be given untradeable supply packs, which can only be used in the story mode raid. Also, on top of that, the death mechanics are a little different. If all party members die and wipe, they'll respawn outside the challenge area with the challenge reset. The respawn can happen up to 3 times, and if they wipe a 4th time, they will die as normal. So it is super, super casual from what it seems.
Cool.
But like I said, it looks like they're just trying to get you in there. And there's also a few poll questions about the different rewards.
If the quest should even be added.
Yeah, should it even be added?
Also, master level. I thought it was going to be not that intense, weirdly.
Yeah, it says a new master level quest. Yeah,
Wow.
that is kind of seems like.
Because they said the story mode, I thought it was just going to be like a difficult quest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is really high level content. So even if it is scaled down, it's
story
probably
mode is still going to be hard for us.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, oh, we can take a video of us doing that. And then as you were reading, I was like, we probably still can't do that.
Yeah, that's funny. So it says rewards. They're planning to improve the existing rewards and offer some fresh cosmetic rewards.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. And I think this is for the hard mode.
Okay.
It says the existing unique drops chance will increase, and you'll have a slightly lower chance of any unique drop being an Avernic Defender. This means hard mode will be the best way for habitual players to obtain special Theater of Blood loot.
Okay.
And the quantity of loot in the regular drop table will increase by 25%. So that's cool. If you're able to like blast these hard modes and you just are crushing Theater of Blood all the time with your friends, then you're just going to get even richer.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it says speeding through it for players who finish with the target time, the following rewards await you. So if you finish it in the target time, you have a further increase to the regular drop table, a chance to score a unique untradeable item which can be used to metamorphose Lil Zik into any of the other Theater of Blood bosses, a chance at unique untradeable items which can change the following into the Saradomin themed weapon. So you can change the Garazi Rapier, the Sanguinesti, as well as the Scythe into Saradomin themed weapons, and they actually look really sick.
One of them is a little owl, and I love him.
Yeah, so you can change it into the Scythe looks amazing, honestly. And
it does. It looks really cool.
I think this is really cool because obviously, all those items are very like blood and like demon style related cosmetically.
Very goth.
Yeah, so this will make it look all like holy related and stuff like that. So Saradomin,
cool.
Of course, is a god with blue and gold.
Yeah.
And very holy.
The new weapons will reflect that.
Exactly. So instead of, for example, a really good example is instead of the like black and red bat on the Sanguinesti staff, it's a blue and gold owl.
I didn't even know that the black and red bat thing existed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And of course, there's more poll questions, whether you would want any of this to happen, the Metamorphosis,
yes.
whether you want the Saradomin themed weapons. And honestly, I think this is a great change. I don't see why anyone would say no to this.
People are fun suckers.
Because people that are doing Theater of Blood want more money probably, so they're all in favor of the hard mode. And they would want the flex of getting all these Saradomin specific hard mode items.
Yeah,
so,
it's Fashionscape at its finest.
Exactly. Everyone's going to say yes, this is a great improvement. They already have this Metamorphosis style thing that they're suggesting for Lil Zik in the Cox raid that literally already exists in the exact same way, but for the dragon pet.
I just looked up the Sanguinesti staff, which I'd never seen before, and I want one. It is so cool.
You can afford it. It's only like 120 mil or something.
It's 70 mil.
Oh wow, yeah, because all the
half
prices.
the price what you thought.
Well, all the prices in the game have dropped. Even the Dragon Hunter crossbow is only 70 mil now.
Everyone go buy your Dragon Hunter crossbows while you can.
I bought it when it was 120 mil.
Yikes.
Well, I sold it, so thank God. But either way, yeah. So a lot of this already exists in Raids 1. I think they're just updating Raids 2 to be more enticing.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Overall, I really like it.
I agree.
And there's also a ton of. I'm kind of like blasting through this because we are getting a little long on this podcast.
We're already an hour in.
But there are a bunch of poll changes for poll 75 game improvement blog. So this is kind of old. It's been up here for quite a few days. It came out on the 22nd. It's 28th currently.
It came out the day after we posted the podcast, I think.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So there's a lot of really cool. Yeah, it came out the day after when we asked Mod Ash.
Oh, it came out the day the podcast came out.
Yeah. So we were wondering about the banana hat because they asked to create a banana hat and they said it would be out soon.
They said it'd be out the week after the poll, which was over a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. And so we asked Mod Ash, like, where is it? And he links us to this article that I'm going to review right now, Poll 75, that literally came out the day that we asked him about it. So it's like,
yeah, I thought we just missed it, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks, we must have missed it. And I looked and I was like, this came out today.
Yeah, it literally came out today. It actually has a lot of really cool changes, Slayer improvements. So you can the first question is, should we add the ability for players to store one Slayer task on their account for later? The ability to store a Slayer task will cost 1,000 points. Yikes. And it will cost 50 points per Slayer task stored. This will not work for the wilderness related tasks. Honestly, that seems kind of lame, but
I think it's kind of cool because sometimes I get tasks that I'm like, oh, I want to do this, but right now, like, I'm kind of just playing AFK. Like, I don't really want to pay attention to like adamant dragons.
I think the idea is cool,
but it's a lot of points.
1,000 Slayer points
to unlock it
would take you like a day to get, unless you're like point boosting.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, so the current Slayer helms and then the proposed Slayer helms. So
they're baller.
Honestly, the proposed Slayer helms just look like high def versions of the Slayer helms with more horns.
Yeah, they look really
honestly,
sick.
They look cooler in every single way. So they have like questions about the Slayer helms, questions about the should they add a unique animation for the Hydra ranged and stuff like that. So a lot of different Slayer stuff going on. Should there be more blood velds in the God Wars dungeon? A lot of random stuff. Actually, I'm really excited about this one.
Okay.
It says, should we add a skeletal wyvern's shortcut?
Yes.
It'll take you from where the hobgoblins hang out now all the way to the like corner of the skeletal wyverns.
Yeah, because it's so annoying getting to them.
Yeah, and it'll
require... You just did 1,000.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. And then it would require 72 agility.
I'm already there.
Yeah. So a lot of really cool stuff. They added changes to everything. Grotesque Guardians, Zulrah, actually a huge amount of proposed changes. So I'd suggest checking that out. A bunch of little
small ones.
Yeah, and as always, I'm going to have, and also a recolor for the Blade of Saldor. That's kind of cool.
There's a lot of cool colors for that.
Yeah, and so I'm going to have the link to this down in the description below. There's even talks about changes to the Chambers of Zarek and all that stuff. So a large amount of changes, but I don't want this to be a 2-hour long podcast about potential changes that actually probably won't even happen. So you can check them out.
That's some negative thinking.
Well, I mean, there's like a million changes in here. I doubt they're all going to go through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll check that out. They actually already added this poll question 36. They said, should the Skull Scepter imbued be able to autocast Crumble and Dead, both in free-to-play and pay-to-play?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they've kind of already started adding that functionality with the newest update, but...
Yeah, some of these stuff, I think they're definitely planning on. They just want to be like, oh, yeah, we just need you guys to say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So a lot of really cool quality of life stuff, as well as potential changes to even Temporos drops. So it's a actually really big proposition.
I was reading there's a Shooting Star one.
Yeah. So it'll be more experience.
Cool, more experience for Shooting Star.
Yeah. So overall, a lot of stuff. Check it out. You can see the art winner.
Oh yeah, we didn't even say it was the Banana Wizard hat.
Yeah, Banana Wizard hat. So shout out to Atlantis OSRS for making this.
Obviously super cool. We're a little bummed that it wasn't the duck.
Yeah, the duck is cool.
I actually genuinely thought the duck would win.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so too. It's
just because to us, we're like, we'd wear this in real life. It's a duck.
So that's going to be about it. Do you have anything coming up in the next week?
Yeah, so in the next week, I'm hoping I could do 100. Okay, I have a couple of goals, but I was thinking 100 moles, 100 giant moles might be an easier one. I still need to do the God Wars dungeon. I'd like to do that with you, though, so it's not just on me.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I was looking like at my diaries today, because I haven't really done diaries in a second, and I was like, oh yeah, I only have 2 more tasks for Fremnick, and then I'm done with the Elite, and one of them's the God War dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully we could do that soon. And that'd probably be in a couple weeks, that the video would actually come out because, like Rob said, we're gonna be out of town till like next Wednesday or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't even know when. But yeah, I'm just gonna be working on Slayer mostly in those. What about you?
I think I'm like gonna be focusing more on RuneScape stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just because I mean, unless Outriders has a large patch come through while we're gone, there's not like a ton to do. I've it's kind of already run its course as far as Outriders content goes.
Especially you've made videos on like everything.
Yeah, I made like a substantial amount of videos on Outriders, so that's I mean kind of cool. But hopefully they add more content, and then I might make more videos on that. But besides that, you probably can expect more RuneScape stuff from
Cool.
us than previously, just because that's what I'll be playing.
And my videos will be released, so
Yeah,
already 2 more.
yeah. So we still, as always, have a lot of content coming out. So same stuff as before. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool stuff.
Yeah,
And I think I might make another video on killing dragons, maybe like Brutal Blacks or maybe Vorkath. I don't know.
both.
I might just sell the Dragon Hunter Lance and just do
I mean,
something
you
else.
could do your high elk agility one.
I was thinking of doing like Slayer stuff because there's a lot of like Slayer updates.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I might do like I don't know. I haven't even thought about it honestly.
That'd be
Like
cool once the spellbook's released too.
loot from like 100 Slayer tasks or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be pretty cool. It'd take a long time.
That
but
would take a really long time.
it'd be a
Maybe
cool
50.
idea. Yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to get at my Slayer though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. I need to get up to 93, I think, for this diary, and it's unboostable.
Yeah.
And I'm only at 84.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's why I'm using that spreadsheet to get the most points I possibly can, or the most XP I possibly can. I'm not even worried about money right now, just trying to get XP.
Yeah. So that's I think about it for both of us. I really hope you
Yeah.
all enjoy the podcast. If you have any questions, as always, hit us up on Twitter. You want to link all of our stuff?
Yes, so our YouTube and Instagram are both Bunebape, and our Twitter is Bunebape osrs. So follow us. Let us know if you have any questions. We can do another Q&A soon. And
And you can let us know questions on YouTube as well. I know a lot of people
Anywhere,
watch this
yeah.
on YouTube, anywhere really, and we'll do
you
some
can
more
even
Q&A
email
stuff.
us, bunebape@gmail.com.
I have a really, really strong feeling that next week we're going to do a Q&A. So unless there's a crazy patch or something, we'll probably do that next week.
That's what we'll be doing while waiting at the airport, just going on Reddit and finding questions.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, hit us up with any questions. If you have any specific content you want to see from RuneScape, like 1,000 of something or like a guide on something, let us know.
If you want to wish me a happy birthday, listen to my other podcast too. Self plug, who cares? Spooky shit. It's a little ghost logo.
Yeah,
You'll see it.
She has a podcast about true crime. So if you guys like that, you can check that out. So I think that's about it.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
No. Oh, God.